This is Boomer Life on CL 650.
Boomer Life on 650, starring the Beatles,
funny.
Michelle, and Michelle Guest, who is moving into Opal by Element. That's what we're talking about today. Dawn is the president. Candy is the director and vice president. We're going to say facilitation of making families live together in a beautiful place rather than marketing. And Douglas is the son who did the research and decided, hey, you know what? This new facility at Cambie and King Edward is actually very convenient, ticks a lot of boxes. You've gone from a 3,500 square foot house, Michelle. We know the story. There are memories. There's a lot of things, lots of maintenance. There's just so many things you have to deal with when you have a big house. And so there's an adjustment period, but how are you finding that adjustment as you get ready to move into a beautiful 2-bedroom building right on the heart of it all in Fairview Slopes there?
Well, I think that, I have to get old enough to realize that I have way too many things that I now don't know what to do with, really, and that I don't need all of that space. It is... The comforts that I require are quite different than they were before. And as long as I have my dog, I am quite happy.
Well, and your grandkids, too.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
the idea of being able to paint together in your apartment while, if Douglas wants to sleep over, he can, because it's
Yes.
a 2-bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not the worst.
Yeah, and we've, as a family, have done painting together for quite a long time. The kids, can we paint now? Yes, you can.
Yeah, no,
So-
my kids constantly ask for when can we go over to Nana's to sit and paint, and it's just explore and have fun with art.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Yes.
You secured two units in this facility. Why was that, Douglas?
2 units. One was specifically for my mom. The other one was I just really believed in the concept. My in-laws are also 72 and 74, and there's a distinct possibility that they may move into it. And I just wanted to kind of have something secured to know down the road is taken care of. And it's because part of our experience we had with my father that I worried about greatly as we got to the end was because there's wait lists in a lot of places. Either places are available, but you don't necessarily want to move in, or the nice places have a wait list. Well, when somebody suddenly has a stroke and needs instant care, you can't wait 2 months. And so part of this was get ahead of it, have my mom taken care of, but also even to myself and my wife and kids and in-laws. And it's just having something available, because we all know someone who comes along and goes, oh my God, something just happened to mom or something happened to dad, and what are we going to do? And, just having an option is key.
Thinking ahead, Douglas, thinking ahead. Let's talk about the nuts and bolts of this building, because we haven't really. We've talked about the idea behind it and why it's going to be spectacular, but what is it, and how many units are there, and that kind of stuff? Because if you watch the video, it is absolutely beautiful. I mean, there's a sauna and a spa and a rooftop deck, and there's a lounge, and there's aquariums, and there's.
Yeah.
But what are we living in?
So the nuts and bolts number of units would be, there's 130 units in total. Out of that is 44 condominiums that you can pass on to your next generation so that they can also be proactive without doing much and inherit it. And also 56 rental units. And then finally the 30 units of care, one of them double occupancy, so 31 care beds. The licensed care portion is in a secured area for their safety and kind of course, lots of defined parameters in terms of licensing, how fast the response time must be for staff. So what registered nursing means is it's licensed, the corridor widths are a certain way and the turning radius is a certain way, a certain number, a ratio of staff to residents, which we way exceed according to the government regulations because we want to provide better, not minimal. And it's a team of interprofessional so registered nurse, licensed practical nurse, care aide, dietitian, occupational therapist, physiotherapist, on-call medical director, whatever is needed to fit the profile of residents and whatever their needs are as they evolve, we will adjust the staffing accordingly. And in that, you talk about the beautiful amenities that are for the independent living and assisted living. Same thing in licensed care is also going to be just as beautiful. The so-called nursing station is really a concierge that is a marble finish but not sharp corners. It's recessed so that the wheelchair can tuck into the counter at a certain height so that they can still see the staff, and just details like that that are very subtly, very residential but are designed for the functionality. But the rest of the, when I talk about condos and the ability to pass on and family being able to reside in that space, other than Doug's family being intergenerational, actually all of my purchases are. I have multiple instances, almost all of them are the adult children in their 50s or so, buying one for themselves and then buying another unit for mom and also reserving licensed care for dad. And I also, when I talk about the, support and care, and it's not defined by age. Sometimes you want to look after your children because you got a single child and you want them to do well too. So it's caring for each other is just a humanity thing. It's a compassion thing, and it's not defined by you're 55, you're 85. Mm-hmm. We're all aging for the second we are born. So
the clock starts ticking.
Yeah. And in terms of the art that you talk about, other than within the suite, we have a public art program that we've been pretty innovative with there too, because the city in development, they require you to contribute a certain art fund. And for us, it's contingent on the buildable area. In the city of Vancouver, for our buildable area, it's $250,000. And if I didn't redirect that art fund, it would be some physical whatever thing it is that you install outside that has nothing to do with the inside or the people in it, where we actually have a home and a community with life in it. And with Element, the mission is to revolutionize the perception and experience of retirement and aging. And in terms of art, it's a creative process, it's a therapeutic thing, and it's an inspirational medium. So when to redirect that fund, instead of it being a physical installation, we then hire a professional artist to facilitate a program where our residents would be producing some form of art, whether it is theater or dance or singing or painting or sculpting, whatever it may be. There's a message for them to tell the rest of the world. And the way that it is public is just that it will be distributed publicly. So if it is something that can be printed, maybe it'll be in public transit stations. Maybe it's a poem to inspire the world. Maybe it is a sculpture that expresses what their experience is inside Opal. And so that's one aspect of creativity. And when he was talking about it's just joy and exploration and kids being free with grandparents, that's exactly outside of that art program for the city that they want us to run it a certain way. There's also art program where we will probably intentionally create totally outside the box art experiences where people who have never done art in their life will just let go and play and not be feeling judged. And the exploration in culinary too, where seniors can share their experiences with each other. They like Thai chef sharing, cooking, but also learning new things with the grandkids, making pasta from scratch, pizza, ice cream from scratch. And it's a fun thing that you may not bother to do at home because of the amount of effort it takes and the cleanup that's involved and the tools you may not have, ingredients you may not have. So every aspect of it is about human interaction and meaningful bonding experiences where kids are coming to play board games with a family, not on an iPad, not engaging. So there's also the intergenerational space where we would have a childhood educator facilitating programs where the elderly can pass on their life stories and their wisdom and share their traditional skills. Maybe it's arts and crafts, maybe it's knitting, sewing, all of that. But that's something you can't even do at home because without a teacher facilitating figure, it's a very different dynamic that the children come and it's beautiful and they're present and they're playing and it's happy. But it's a different thing to be able to feel that you're passing on your legacy, your character, your skills, and your story. So all aspects of it, when you talk about a building, that's just physical hardware, and it's important and it's beautiful. But more importantly, it's the spirit of the place of welcome and diversity and exploration. Yeah.
You've thought this through a little bit, haven't you, Candy? It seems. But do you have a dog groomer? Never mind. You can get those in. You guys, I can't tell you how nice it's been to have all of you here. Douglas, a great story that, I think a lot of us have gone through. I have. Michelle, you're the lucky one that gets to initially move in, which is awesome. And I'm thrilled that you get to. And for sharing your story as well. Yeah, no kidding. Dawn, you're a pioneer. You're a legend, really, for getting to this stage. Is this the crowning achievement? We have about 2 minutes. Is this your crowning achievement? Will there be a next Opal sometime somewhere else? Will there? There will be.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can't thank you enough for coming in.
Oh, thank you so much.
And Candy, you marketing again is not the right word, but your passion shines through.
Thank you.
And the most important thing, that if somebody sat through and listened to this hour, they need to know how to get a hold of you. What is the best way of getting a hold of you if they want to be in this building?
Yes. So opalbyelement.com is the website. The Discovery Center, we call it, is at City Square, West 12th and Cambie. So City Square Mall.
Just by the mall there, yeah.
130. Calling Opal itself is 604-871-9265. And then to get a hold of me directly, you could be calling the corporate office or going to our website to register. So our website is ElementLiving.com. And I'll just say it. My direct email address is candyho@elementliving.com.
Why not? Why not?
So many ways of getting hold of you, right?
Exactly. Guys, it's been a wonderful hour. Can't thank you enough. And thank you for listening. Boomer Life here on CL 650.